Boscoree, we warmly welcome you to this delightful winter afternoon at the Father Sean McFerrin Parade Ground. It is day 4 at the 13th National Boscoree. Over the last 4 days, scouts and guides from across the Indian subcontinent have lived, prayed, dined, and had varied activities together. These tasks have helped us to bond together, to appreciate one another, and to cherish our diverse culture. The 13th National Boscoree has a higher calling. At a time when the world faces increasing division and violence, we, as the future of our nation and the world, have the responsibility to live the message that the world needs: compassion and coexistence. This is the message we will spread through today's Peace March.
A colour party from Don Bosco High School, Nashik, will escort the chief guest and dignitaries to the dais.
Let us all stand and welcome our chief guest and the guest of honors in our midst. Kindly be seated and requesting you to maintain silence.
Our chief guest this afternoon is Mr. Boman Irani, an actor, voice artist and photographer. Mr. Irani is widely known for his roles in Bollywood films such as Munna Bhai MBBS, Lage Raho Munna Bhai, Three Idiots, Dawn, Happy New Year, PK and Dilwale. For Lage Raho Munna Bhai, he received several IFA Award nominations and won a Filmfare Award and a Star Screen Award for Three Idiots. Mr. Boman Irani is a wonderful example of a person who dreamed and dreamed big and realized that dream. Beyond his achievements as an actor and a photographer, Mr. Irani is a friend of the Salesians and the ambassador for Shelter Don Bosco, a home for street children at Vadala, Mumbai.
Our guests of honor, are Mrs. Ranjana Popat Banshi, Father Nirmol Gomes, and Father Anthony Joseph. Mrs. Ranjana Popat Banshi is the present Mayor of Nashik City. She was Nagar Sevika, having won the elections 5 times consecutively from 1997. It's quite an achievement, and we are privileged to have you in our midst, dear madam. Father Nirmol Gomes is the Provincial of the Salesian province of Kolkata. Father Nirmol is an educator and a formator. He loves music and spends his free time composing music. He is a warm-hearted person who loves the young. Father Anthony Joseph is the Provincial of the Salesian province of Trichy. Father Anthony is an exemplary Salesian. He is known for his simplicity, fatherly kindness, and participatory approach, and hence fondly called Anna, which means elder brother.
I request Father Ian Dalton to welcome and felicitate our chief guests and guests of honor. Our chief guest, Mr. Boman Irani. Our guests of honor, Mrs. Ranjana Popat Bhansi, Father Nirmol Gomes,
Chief Father Ian Dalton to come and welcome our dignitaries. Father Ian Dalton.
Mr. Boman Irani, Ma'am Popat, our distinguished guests, and you, my young friends, scouts and guides. We are about to begin this peace march, and there's no better way to begin it than to have the blessings of the presence of these, our dear dignitaries this evening. It is my pleasure to invite them to participate in this peace march by their presence. It's going to be a chance for all of us at Boscoree to tell Nashik what we believe. That we believe in peace, that we believe in harmony, that we believe in health, and that we believe in holiness. I know this is what you will do, and so I wish you all the best for this afternoon. That as you take to the streets of Nashik, may Nashik see that Don Bosco and Don Bosco scouts and guides are serious about working for peace. As Jesus said, blessed are the peacemakers. You, my dear friends, are our blessed peacemakers. God bless you. All the best.
Thank you, Father Ian. There have been several committees planning this mega event, the 13th National Boscoree, for the past 18 months. The responsibility of executing these plans in the sub-camps has been that of the sub-camp chiefs with their teams. With them, we have a group of Bharat Scouts and Guides officials who have helped train our sub-camp teams and ensured we followed proper procedures for inspection and flag breaks. They have been a huge help to us. I request Father Savio Silveira, our camp coordinator, to thank them.
Distinguished dignitaries on the stage, and you, my dear friends, there is an old saying that Rome was not built in a single day. And to that, I would like to add that Rome was also not built by a single person. It takes collective effort over a long period of time if we want to create anything of value or excellence. And that stands true also for the Boscoree. Over the last many months, there has been much effort put into the creation of this event. And today, as we are here for the Peace March, we would like to use this opportunity to thank some of those, to publicly acknowledge and appreciate the effort that they have put in to make this Boscoree not so much a successful event, because while the world chases success, that may not be the highest value in terms of the value ladder, but I think they have made it a happy experience, a meaningful experience. And so today, in the first place, I would like to thank the sub-camp chiefs, all 16 of whom we have here on the stage. As all of us have witnessed and well realized, much of the Boscoree happens in the sub-camps. We met here for the opening ceremony on the afternoon of the 30th, and today it is only the second time that we are meeting together as an entire camp. But the hours in between, the 2 days that have gone by, have been totally managed by them. This happens only because there has been a lot of planning, a lot of thought behind what needs to happen, preparing, putting in place, ensuring that all is ready. Already a few months back, the sub-camp chiefs underwent a training program. After that, over the next 6 months, they met regularly to discuss every item on the agenda to ensure that all that is needed is in place. And now, over these 5 days, it is totally their responsibility to execute this program. And so this afternoon, we wish to publicly acknowledge and appreciate all that they are doing and have done. Along with the sub-camp chiefs, we have another group that has played a critical role in this Boscoree. The Bharat Scouts and Guides officials who have been supporting us and who are also here on the stage. This is not just a large Salesian event. This is a scouting event, which means that we need a lot of technical advice. We need expertise in this field. We need to ensure that all that happens as per scouting regulations and norms. It is these scout officials who over the last 1 year have been accompanying us. We have had several training programs, the program for the sub-camp chiefs as I mentioned, other programs to train all those who are supporting us. It is these officials who have conducted the programs. And during these days, they are here with us in the Boscoree, spread out across the various sub-camps, ensuring that all that happens as it needs to happen. Even before you arrived here, there were some of them who spent almost 10 days on the campsite preparing, for example, the adventure games that we enjoyed yesterday. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of hard work to put this in place. And therefore, we are very, very grateful to all the Bharat Scouts and Guides officials who are with us, who have accompanied us during these many months. Dear sub-camp chiefs, in thanking you, I also thank your team members, the assistant sub-camp chiefs, and all the members in every sub-camp who are responsible for executing this program. Whenever the Boscoree, the 13th National Boscoree is remembered, we will definitely remember you with much appreciation, with much affection, with much gratitude, because all of us understand that if this has been such a wonderful experience, it is in a big way thanks to you. Thank you, and may God keep blessing you.
Thank you, Father Savio. I request our chief guest, Mr. Boman Irani, to felicitate the BSG officials. Mr. Amal Raj Narayan Swami, Leader Trainer Scouts, Don Bosco District Commissioner, Tamil Nadu State Organizing Commissioner Scouts. Round of applause, dear friends. Mr. Raja Sudamani, Don Bosco District Training Councillor, Tamil Nadu. Mr. A.R. Lazar, District Commissioner, Assam Scouts, Coordinator of Don Bosco Scouts, Guwahati, SDB Province. Mr. Xavier, Don Bosco District Training Councillor, Tamil Nadu. Mr. Zahid Qureshi, Training Commissioner, West Mumbai Suburban Region District, Certified Adventure Sports Professional, Coordinator of the Adventure Games at the 13th National Boscoree. Mr. Maharudra Bolar, Leader Trainer, Scouts, East Mumbai District Training Commissioner, Scouts. Mrs. Angelina Bhakre, Lady Trainer, Leader Trainer, Lady Scout Master. Mr. Raphael John Swami, District Training Commissioner Scouts, Leader, Trainer. Mr. Atish Gupta, East Mumbai District Pre-Assistant Leader Trainer. Thank you, Mr. Irani.
I request Mrs. Ranjana Popat to felicitate our sub-camp chiefs. Father Charlin Chandran, Sister Shobha D'Souza, Father Osmond Fidado, Father Vishal Lopez, Father Shekhar Mariadas,
Come on, you can clap louder.
Sister Kalyani Subramaniam, Father Panna Singh Bhuria, Brother Bosco Carvalho, Sister Sunitha Motegar,
Come on, guides.
Sister Meera Bhosle, Sister Jyoti Pinto, Father Ajay DeMonte, Father Ashwin Mal, Father Roshan Gonsalves, Father Johnson Shirsagar, and finally Father Jesu Robinson. Thank you, Mrs. Bansi.
Before we set out on the peace march, troops from 3 provinces will showcase the culture of their regions. The SDB Bangalore province presents the rich cultural heritage of Karnataka through a dance. The scouts and guides of Don Bosco Chitradurga, Don Bosco Yetgiri, Don Bosco Devadurga, and Don Bosco Tumkur present the splendor of Karnataka. One state, many worlds. Don Bosco, Bangalore.
ಧಾನ್ಯದ ರಾಶಿಯ ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆ ಚೆಲ್ಲುತ್ತ ಧಾನ್ಯದ ರಾಶಿಯ ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆ ಚೆಲ್ಲುತ್ತ
ಭೂಮಿ ತಾಯಿ ಕಾಲು ಕೊಟ್ಟಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬ ಅನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟಳು ಸುಗ್ಗಿಕಾಲ ಹೀಗೆ ಬಂದಿತು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಬಂದಿತು
ಸುಗ್ಗಿ ಕಾಲ ಹಿಗ್ಗಿ ಬಂದಿತು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ತಂದಿತು
ರಾಗಿಯ ಜೋಳದ ಭತ್ತದ ನವಣೆಯ ತೊಗರಿಯ ವರೆಯ ರಾಶಿ ಹಾಕ್ಯಾವೆ ನೋಡಿ ಮುದ್ದು ಹಸರಿನ ರಾಶಿ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾವೆ
ಮುತ್ತು ಮುತ್ತು ಬೆಳೆದಂತ ಬೇಳೆ ಚಂದ ಕಂತೆ ಕಂತೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ನಿಂತ ಬಡವೆ ಅಂದ
ಕಾಲು ಕಾಲ ರಾಶಿ ಇವು ಎಂಥ ಚಂದ ಹಾಳು ರಾಶಿ ಇವು ನೋಡರಂದ
ಬಾಯಿಲ ತುಂಬಿ ಕೊಡುವ ಕಡಿದಾನ ಚಂದ ನೋಡಿ ಬಾಯಿಲ ತುಂಬಿ ಕೊಡುವ ಕಡಿದಾನ ಚಂದ
ಸುಗ್ಗಿಕಾಲ ಹೀಗೆ ಬಂದಿತು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಬಂದಿತು
ಸುಗ್ಗಿ ಕಾಲ ಹಿಗ್ಗಿ ಬಂದಿತು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಬಂದಿತು ಹಳ್ಳಿಯ ಹೈಕ್ಳೆಲ್ಲ
Clap, go! Dear friends, our Mayor, Mrs. Ranjana Popat Bansi, due to her prior commitments, has to leave this gathering. But we thank you, dear madam, for giving us your prestigious time and for all the support we have received from the city of Nashik to host this event. Thank you very much for your presence here. Let us give a round of applause to our mayor. Thank you, Don Bosco, Bangalore. Next up is Don Bosco School, Long Thai, from the SDB Shillong province. Claps go! Thank you, dear Don Bosco, Shillong. Once again, claps go! Thank you. The Scouts and Guides from the SDB Kolkata province present a medley of dances from Jharkhand, West Bengal and Nepal. The Karam dance, the harvest dance from Chota Nagpur, a dance from the biggest religious festival of Bengal, the Durga Puja, and a rhythmic performance by the Nepalis. Welcome, Salesian Kolkata.
छैन कन्याको ठहर ठेगाना केही पनि टुङ्गोला छैन यसपालि हिउँदो महिनामा बिहे नगरी भा छैन कन्याको ठहर ठेगाना केही पनि टुङ्गोला छैन ओरीबाटी चट्ट कपाल लाली वठैमा हजुर लाली वठैमा छाप्पै कदम रोकियो फुलको बोटैमा छाप्पै कदम रोकियो फुलको बोटैमा कुटुमा कुटु सुपारी दाना कुटुमा कुटु सुपारी दाना कुटुमा कुटु सुपारी दाना कुटुमा कुटु.
Claps go! Beg your pardon, it was not Nepal but Sikkim. Thank you.
I invite our chief guest, Mr. Boman Irani, to address us.
Good afternoon. All these wonderful, wonderful people on the dais. Please give a big round of applause for making this possible. All of you. I am truly humbled to be in your presence. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a true honor to be here. And most important, all you wonderful children. I'll say one thing. Looking at these dances, looking at all your costumes, looking at all of you in this beautiful crowd, which I might call India. Very, very rarely do we get to see every single corner. I have visited the length and breadth of this country. I have gone to so many different cities, so many different villages, so many cultures. But it is not very often that I go to one place and see the entire country together. It is so beautiful. And not the entire country together in the form of old men like me, but the most beautiful form of life, children. In the form of children, it is so beautiful that all of you are here. We as Indians do everything around the world. Let me tell you, I've traveled the world. We do things better than most people. We are far more hospitable. We are far more colorful. We are far more friendly, loving and caring, good neighbors. But one thing that we don't do very well, I have to admit, we are a little kanjus. You know what the meaning of kanjus means? We are kanjus when it comes to clapping for your own performers. You should clap much louder and cheer for them. Come on, everybody. I want to hear it. Come on. Such beautiful performances. Such beautiful performances and such wonderful, colorful little. Hi. बाद में बात करेंगे. Okay, I am blessed. Where's Father Greg? Here you are, Father. I am blessed and thank you so much for inviting me. I have to admit, there's no better way that I can think of to start off our new year than to come over here. There is no better way. They used to call me and I had issues about the date. And on top of it, I don't like to admit, I don't like to keep talking about disease and sickness, but I've not been very well for the past 6 months, and especially for the last few days, I've been very, very low on health, and I've been taking medicines and calling the doctor, and this morning I called the doctor. For the past month I've been unwell, and I am so happy to note that suddenly, while sitting and watching all of you, I don't feel ill anymore. I feel so, my wife was a little worried about me. She said, you'll go there, you'll get tired, 3.5 hour drive to come, 3.5 hour to go back, you got work. You'll not be able to take the drive. I said, no, let me go, because when I was a kid, when I was a child, I used to listen to my teachers and learned so much from my teachers. And now that we are older, and sometimes I teach too, I learn mostly and only from children, because it is the children who have the innocence that is retained. The one thing, my dear friends, all of you sitting in the auditorium, in this wonderful playground, remember, You have performed here today. You will go out there in the world. You'll be very successful. You will do big things. You may make money. You may gain fame, name. You will travel the world. But please, the one thing that you've got to hold on to is your innocence. The moment money and fame come into your life, and believe me, looking at you and your bright faces, the moment money and fame come into your life, believe me, you will lose that innocence. It is your duty to keep reminding your friends and yourselves, remain innocent. Today you performed for what? You performed for yourself, for your team, and for your fellow scouts and guides. You did not perform for money. You didn't perform for fame. You performed because it meant something to you. Always remember that whatever you do in your lifetime, make it mean something to you and that it should have an impact on your fellow being. Money will come and money will go, remember that. But retain this innocence. I grab and absorb your innocence when I go back to Bombay in a few hours from now. I want to thank you all. When I started off in my career, nothing was too small. I did a film which nobody saw. 20 people saw one film. 20 people. We worked on that film for 1.5 years. The film never got released. Nobody saw the film except 20 people. But that did not stop us from doing our best. Today you have an audience of 4,000, 5,000 people. But 20 people did not see my first film. Just us, the hard work, and the fact that that film meant something to us. One of those people who saw that film, just one, asked, who is that guy? And he called me to his office and he gave me a check. And he said, this is my check. I said, what's this for? He's saying, for my next film. I said, which is the film? What's the name? He said, I don't have a film. He's saying, why are you giving me money? He's saying, because I want you to work in my next film. I'm talking about when he saw this film that only 20 people saw. 8 months later, he calls and says, I have a film for you. I said, what is the name? He said, Munna Bhai MBBS. The point I am making, Father, the point I am making, my dear friends, is that nothing is too small. Do not think that you should work on something according to its size. If you have put your heart and soul in it, it means something, and something will turn out of it. So put your heart and soul into everything that you do, and there will be a Munna Bhai MBBS in everyone's life. I promise you that. I want to say thank you so much once again for inviting me. I am truly humbled. Father Greg, thank you so much. I'm truly humbled. God bless you all. I wish I could spend more time. But one big, big jadoo ki chappi to each and every one of you. God bless you all. Thank you.
Come on, loud of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Irani. I now invite Father Bancelo Dixer to instruct the Scouts and Guides about the Peace March.
I wish to thank our sub-camp chiefs, and I now request them to kindly take their places in their respective sub-camps. Similarly, our gratitude to the Boscoree Scouts officials. Thank you very much. Our chief guest and our guests of honor will continue being on the stage, and we will flag off the Peace March in a few minutes' time. A few instructions to you, my dear Scouts and Guides, before we leave for the Peace March. The Peace March is carried along 4 different routes. Father Reynold Lemos will lead the first route, which is called the College Road route. Brothers Clement, Joy, William and Abu Salim, please assist Father Reynold. At the same time, Sister Nilima and her troop will lead along Route 3, Mahatma Nagar route. Brothers Anthony, Sonivarius and Bernard kindly take charge. Brothers Nelson and Joyston will leave later along with their sub-camps. A few important instructions to keep in mind, my dear scouts and guides. Divyadan brothers, sub-camp chiefs, assistant sub-camp chiefs, the traffic police, and the rowers and rangers and teachers of Don Bosco High School will be assisting you. Nothing to worry about the peace march. Please take care of yourselves. For the peace rally, you are expected to march or to walk in your own troops in rows of 3. Each troop will be led by a scout or guide bearing the school flag and the placard. This will be followed by banners and peace messages. Scouts and guides in their traditional attire will follow after that. An important announcement to scout masters and guide captains: you are fully responsible for your troop, its safety and its discipline. Please ensure that your scouts and guides follow the traffic rules and respect fellow travelers. After the peace rally, you are to return to your respective sub-camps. At this moment, I wish to thank the traffic police of the city of Nashik for assisting us. Kindly put your hands together and thank the traffic police. Father Reynold and Sister Nilima, the 2 troops that will be flagging up immediately after the flag off, taking off for the peace march, kindly get them in order. Only the first 2 troops for Sister Nilima and Father Reynold.
Thank you, Father Banjanao. I request our chief guest, Mr. Boman Irani, to flag off the peace march with 4 scouts and guides. Thank you, dear respected chief guest, Mr. Boman Irani, for your precious time. Yes, your health was not too well, but you made it a point to come all the way, sir, from Mumbai to Nashik. Thank you so much. May God continue to bless you, and Don Bosco continue to bless you. Thank you so much.
And guides, kindly clear the track or the path for the chief guest to lead. Father Reynold, kindly lead your troop. Father Reynold, kindly lead your troop.